Hey, it is Eric. It is Rally Master Jeff. We are talking about the first two rallies of 2022, the Southern Fried Heaps Rally and the Rocky Mountain Breakdown.
A refresher on what the rallies are. They're a long-distance scavenger hunt, speed dating of tourism. What's required? A street-registered car, insurance.
White trash rates from an army guy. Here is a penguin, don't know why.
The general car insurance. It'll worry whoever you hit.
A license. Everyone that's driving needs to be current, and it costs $425 a vehicle.
We are going to start with the Southern Fried Heaps Rally, which left Mobile, Alabama for Cedar Key, Florida, which is a little place on the Gulf side, via Macon, Georgia, and St. Augustine. Kind of our first visit to the Deep South in a long time. That was hella sweet.
Hella Sweet included an optional trip to Concourse de Lemons in Florida at Amelia Island, put on by Head Gasket at Link Galbraith.
So the rallies basically are a list of checkpoints that you have to visit with your car and post on Instagram, but we also make these great challenges on the rally. Among them on this rally was the Make a Creepy Timeout Kid doll. You know those weird dolls you see at car shows that are turned around and pouting? We made people make those out of whatever they could find. They turned out super sketchy.
Also, another challenge we had for this rally was get an appraisal of your car's value or get judged at Concourse de Lemons. Few teams went to CarMax, and enough teams went to CarMax that we're not allowed back to CarMax. They don't want us. This team from Florida, they usually ride around the South on motorcycles and rallies, but this time they decided to hang out with us rally weirdos. This was one of the cleanest B-bodies I've ever seen. The wagon was great. They had a strange mascot, and they promised to be back, so they're hella sweet.
But terrible was Don't Call It a Fiesta in their Ford Festiva. Now the Festiva was bad, but that's not really the story. The story is that after they went to Concours de Lemons, they decided that they wanted to rent a boat. And they took that boat out to an island, they enjoyed themselves, they came back, returned the boat, and one of the team members noticed that, man, I don't know where my wallet is. And it turns out he had left it on the island. Their rally ended right there, and they had to go get their wallet the next day. But terrible.
Moving on to awards, we have Bob Mitchell and NSF Racing Adjacent. They won the With Friends Like These awards. Bob, his daughter Katie, and some guy they tricked in driving the 1950 Chrysler Saratoga drove across the South. Kind of. Bob spent the entire time in his late 90s Ford Excursion in leather seating, air conditioning, in the lap of luxury, pulling a trailer just in case the Saratoga broke down. And because of this, Bob has been awarded the Friends Like These Who Needs Enemies award, because who else would put their daughter and their friend into a 1950 Chrysler Saratoga race car?
This rally also saw us give out our first Lifetime Achievement Award in the Lemons Rally, which Jeff very, very cleverly coined the Stop Hitting Yourself Lifetime Underachievement Award. And it went to Rust Easy Racing. This is Robert Williams and his Chevy Nova. Robert's got this really nice drag week Nova. This car is not that. It always breaks. It always has something going horribly wrong the whole time. Usually Robert spends an entire day fixing it. This is like the 6th time they brought it on a rally, so for their steadfast dedication to this terrible Nova, we gave them the Stop Hitting Yourself award.
Organizer's choice went to the Road Trippers in their Chevy Malibu wagon. This was a custom wagon made by a manager from a record store.
You're totally elitist. You feel like the unappreciated scholars, so you're shit on the people who know less than you. No, which is everybody. Yeah.
The only way to get into the car was a button under the dash that opened the trunk, and then you would have to crawl through the car because the manager had welded all the doors shut and shaved the body. It's a truly terrible car. These guys from Rhode Island persevered, were hilarious, had a terrifying timeout kid, and during the rally, they had written their number down for me on a napkin, and I had unintentionally left it at the restaurant. While at the restaurant, our very, very nice waitress picked up the napkin, and she texted them, and one of the guys from Rhode Island had to explain, no, I'm married, and I'm very sorry. It was for the man in the cowboy hat.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Third place went to Studebaker in Paradise, a Jimmy Buffett-themed bullet-nosed Studebaker champion. Now, these guys run Harris Hill Road in Texas, which is a racetrack that is unfortunately too small for the 24 hours of lemons to go to, but their Studebakers suffered from water pump problems during the rally. They happened to know there was another 1950 Studebaker at a museum along the route. They called Lanny at the Tallahassee Classic Car Museum and grabbed the water pump out of a movie prop car that had been crashed in a movie, put it into their rally car, and then drove the rest of the rally. That was hella sweet.
Second place on points is also a Random Acts of Stupidity winner. These guys from Haggerty, Vamos, Mexico, in their Mercedes 300D. A bunch of Haggerty guys decided that running the rally would be a fun idea. So these four weirdos piled into their Mercedes 300D with their awesome mustaches and their amazing Hawaiian shirts. This was one of my favorite teams. I always enjoyed meeting up with them at any checkpoint. So these guys get second place and Random Acts of Stupidity.
Our winners on points were the Untitled Oof Network Pilot and their Volkswagen 411. Now, if you've been around Lemons culture for any number of years, you've probably seen or heard about this car from automotive journalist Steph Schrader. This is her absolutely terrible Volkswagen 411. There's not really a good Volkswagen 411, but this one is just one of the most supremely awful, slow, constantly breaking down vehicles. If you've ever driven a Lemons race car for more than, 40 minutes, you get sore, it's uncomfortable. They drove 3 days like this. Very well earned by Steph Schrader and Jason Grafton.
And for the first time ever in a rally, our rental car class winners, Diplomatic Importunity in their Chevy Spark. These guys originally had a Diplomat to bring. They were unable to get it ready in time for the rally, so instead they rented a Chevy Spark because they're on the luxury size side. Went to Advanced Auto Parts, bought everything plastic that you can stick to a car, and ran the rally. They did a great job. They were a lot of fun, helped a lot of other teams, and this is kind of what we want to see in the rental car class.
Yeah, I should mention that the rental car class winners win a copy of Nothing Handles Like a Rental Car from our English friend Rich Duisberg, and this one's actually the winner's copy because I haven't mailed it yet, so I should probably do that.
The next rally was Rocky Mountain Breakdown, which we ran in April. Sometimes Judge Brett planned our 2022 Four Corners rally, and he did a great job finding things that I never would have found for the rallies to attempt to find, and most of them didn't. I spent most of the time with food poisoning driving across New Mexico, which I do not recommend doing. Do not get food poisoning in New Mexico.
As usual, we had a couple of great challenges written to the rally book. On this one, we asked teams to build a non-fire spewing rocket and then to launch it near the White Sands missile range. Non-fire spewing because we don't actually trust our people with fire. Now, some of them were really great and some of them were not great.
Hella sweet, Mark and Ginger's 1979 Subaru GL. Mark and Ginger are probably top 5 of my favorite people who run the rally, but Leo is my favorite thing that runs the rally. The Subaru was super clean, from Texas, hella sweet. It was great. I love the car.
But Turable westbound and down with their 1977 Pontiac Firebird. Now, initially we thought this team was going to be like awesome Firebird. They had double Burt Reynolds mustaches, and they were going to walk away with several awards, just going to have an easy breezy time of it until about 45 minutes in when it broke down permanently on the rally at the very first checkpoint. Moving on to awards. Our first award is Random Acts of Stupidity for Statosphere Motorsports in their 2002 Bluebird bus. Tom Stat once again piled in several family members into his bus, which is also a conversion bus, kind of. They went to every checkpoint. They drove on every dirt road. One of my favorite videos from the rally is Tom driving down the dirt road while his mom's asleep in the back. Tom knows how to do a rally. His whole family, in a good way, are stupid. So that's what earned them Random Acts of Stupidity. Crikey, it's the Lemons went to the Triple A-holes and their British cop-themed Ford Contour, Rozzers, Cops, jam sandwich, whatever you want to call it. These guys were highly entertaining. They had mustaches, of course, which will get you in the running for an award. Really well done. These guys were totally into it the whole time. We appreciated that. Easy win for them.
Organizer's choice went to the very disturbing Taco Taraku Suzuki Every all-wheel drive Aerotune van. This team had initially intended to make an octopus-themed van, but all the paint kind of rubbed off the side, so all that was left with tentacles. So everybody kept on putting inappropriate anime stickers all over the van. So that's the theme they ended up with. The van performed admirably. The guy was great at driving. I saw it almost tip over going at a normal speed at several curves. Great win for Organizer's choice.
Third place went to Fabbrica Italiana Automobile Turabli and their Fart Fiat 124 Spider. Now they, in this instance, is Jason Bank, and his teammate bailed on him the day before the rally, which meant he was all by himself with a 1980 Fiat. That is a daunting task. The only thing that kept him from winning was that the El Camino was fixing itself, and it wasn't as old and crappy as an MG. Still, drove with the top down the whole time. Also, no heater, kind of showed up frozen, much like Jim. They both suffered through it.
In second place, Safety Third brought their El Camino packed for the long haul with every tool and every item you think you would need for a rally, which is good because their car spent pretty much the entire rally broken. Transmission issues, clutch return spring broke, something with the wheel hub. They helped another team, but they still, even with all these problems, hit most of the checkpoints, got tons of points for fix-its, and earned themselves second place.
Winner on points went to Monkey Business, the MGTD of Lemons Rally King. Let's not kid ourselves, Jim Forbes. He traveled with the top down on this 1950s MG. As Jeff mentioned, the rally was held in April in the mountains. It was like 35 degrees. Jim looked frozen. It kind of beat him up more than we've seen him be beat up. And yet, the thing just ran like a top. Jim hit every checkpoint and made it to the end, still smiling and still able to stand on his own 2 feet. Very well done, Jim Forbes. I think this is his third or fourth win overall, which is leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else.
And for the second rally, our rental car class winners, A Quest for Fun in their Hertz Porsche Cayenne. Phyllis and Corey convinced the Hertz desk agent to upgrade their rental into a really nice Porsche. Even though they had a very, very nice car, they still themed themselves as jailbirds and handed out handcuffs. If you don't remember, Hertz was arresting people that had legally rented their cars, and they weren't due back yet, but they were still handcuffing people and sending them to jail. Well done, A Quest for Fun in their Porsche.
That is going to do it for our first 2 rallies of 2022. Our next rally wrap-up will cover the Rust Belt Ramble and the Hell on Wheels California rallies, and we got 2 more Lemons rallies in the fall, the Fall Foliage Tour in New England and the Great River Road up the Mississippi River.
And that brings us to Lemons Rally in a nutshell.
Hey, it flew.
Viscous.
What is that, a Saab? No, it's a Volkswagen. Looks like a Saab.